Hi guys, it is the next morning. Yesterday, I played Black Ops 6. I wish I could talk about everything that I played, but usually when I come to these early events where we play the game for like the first time, they tell us we can't talk about what we played. Trust me though, there is a lot of information to talk about, a lot of good information to talk about. I'm so happy Black Ops is back. It's been a long time coming. But listen, man, if you guys are excited for Black Ops 6, go down below, drop a like on the video. We're in LA. Y'all gotta let me know if you guys are hyped. Alrighty guys, so I'm finally home from LA. I gotta give a quick shout out to Activision, Call of Duty, and Treyarch for flying me out to LA to play Black Ops 6 early. I know you guys clicked on this video because you want to hear my opinions about the game. You want to know all the information. Yes, I can confirm we got hands-on with Black Ops 6 multiplayer, but I can't tell you exactly what we played and how the game felt, really. I know that might be a little bit of a disappointment, but we have so much information to talk about in this video. I'm mind blown, and I already heard about it. Of course, I'll have timestamps on this video, so if you want to skip to a specific section talking about campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, you guys can do that. When we got to Treyarch, though, we went into this theater room, and the developers gave us a huge presentation breaking down all of BO6. One of the lead developers did say this was the best Black Ops they ever made. That was a direct quote from one of the lead developers. They do consider Black Ops 6 a new era of the Black Ops series, but this is canon. This is actually one of the main games in the whole timeline of Black Ops. This game will be taking place in 1991, obviously the Gulf War, so all those rumors that we heard, they're true. But first off, we're gonna be talking about campaign, and in very signature Black Ops style, they're gonna be blurring the lines between fiction and non-fiction. When you guys are playing the campaign, you're gonna be seeing a lot of like real world events, but obviously they're gonna go on their different, their different path, their different route. And it's gonna blur the lines of like, wow, could this have really happened like in real life? And I think that's like the coolest thing when it comes to the Black Ops series. The whole DNA though of this Black Ops 6 campaign is gonna be a spy action thriller. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of action, a lot of combat, a lot of mystery, a lot of paranoia. I think the main thing that they're really touching on is like these historical like landmarks, these historical points throughout our history. A lot of this game is gonna be taking place after Black Ops Cold War and in between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 4. And I know what you guys are thinking. Black Ops 2, it took place in 2025, but if you played the campaign, there was actually a lot of missions in the Black Ops 2 campaign where it was like in the 90s. There was like flashbacks and things like that, so that's kind of where this campaign is going to lie. Yes, they did confirm that, Frank Woods is very injured and Hudson and Mason, they're gone. So Woods in the campaign is going to be playing the role of like the veteran. We also have Marshall, who's going to be the team leader, and we have Harrow, who's going to be the handler. Marshall and Harrow do run into Adler in the first mission. There's also going to be a rogue squad, which is going to be Felix Newman, Sev, and Adler. That is like the rogue squad in the campaign. And everyone in the campaign kind of has different motivations, but they're going to have to work together to take down like the main threat. We actually did see gameplay of the campaign. They showed us 2 missions actually, but like above all else, there's going to be a lot of things that you can do. There's obviously going to be missions surrounding the Gulf War. You're going to have to do a casino heist. There is like an agency type style vibe. There's an assassin mission. So there's a lot of different things in this campaign that makes you, do different roles. There's going to be these things called advanced enemies though, and you're going to need strategy to take them down within all of the missions. So one of them that they showed was more of like this soldier, this juggernaut with like a huge death machine, and you have to use all the different surroundings, around the player to actually take down this boss. I think the really cool thing that they're adding though within the campaign, it's called a safe house. So you're going to be in this safe house in between missions. This is where you can buy upgrades, you can explore the house, you can figure out secrets, and you can choose the missions you want to do in whatever order you want. There's going to be basically like this board, and it's going to like line out all of the missions that you've done. You go up to that board when you want to go out and do your next mission, and you could pick whatever you want, which I think is really sick. Definitely did mention though that when you're at this safe house, you should explore what's inside because there's going to be like a lot of secrets. So the first mission that they showed us was the Capitol Station mission. Your goal is to sneak into a gala in Washington, D.C. And there's different roles you can do within this mission. So you could blackmail the senator's wife. You can become an undercover journalist, or you can kind of hack into the equipment and like the PC and everything like that in the gala. When you're going to be at this gala and you're walking through the party, seeing all the different people around you, they're going to be having like historical conversations. The way that they dress, their hairstyles are all going to be historically accurate, and it's all going to be taken taken place in the 90s. In this mission, though, they picked up some different equipment. There was a homing knife, which I will describe later on. Obviously, a throwing knife. There was a stim shot. In the mission, though, they also pulled up a kill streak wheel, and they selected the RCXD. So yes, the RCXD is confirmed. It's coming back, but he could basically like use this wheel to select different equipment and different streaks and kill streaks if you wanted to. I will say the first mission, very gory. Like the graphics overall were absolutely insane, but there was one kind of instance where you take an enemy and you like shove your fingers up their nose and literally break their nose. I know it sounds insane, it sounds gory, and it literally was. And also within this Capital Station mission, there is like a huge motorcycle chase when you get on a motorcycle with Adler. Kind of cracked. I'm not gonna lie, it was really intense. Next mission they showed us was in Iraq. It was more of a bigger map, and it wasn't as linear as the first mission that they showed us. And in this mission, you can choose to play stealthy and go a little bit more rogue to not get like spotted, or you can kind of go guns blazing. You can go in hot and, you know, cause all the havoc you want. Person in this mission, though, was using somewhat of like an FAL type semi-automatic sniper. I really wasn't sure what it was, but it was some type of semi-automatic weapon. But I think the main thing within this mission is that the player throws the homing knife, like I talked about before. The homing knife is kind of crazy because once you throw it, it goes into this like aerial view where you're literally controlling the knife and you control where it goes. And then also within this mission, they did use a Hellstorm missile, so that might be confirmed to be coming back as a score streak or a kill streak in multiplayer. But that's pretty much it for the campaign. It's gonna be pretty insane. I think the main things are that it's gonna be very historically accurate. It's gonna blur the lines of fiction and non-fiction and make the player really like think about it. Like, can this actually happen in real life? And what would the events look like if everything like this happened? You're gonna see a lot of throwback characters, a lot of new characters, and you, the player, are gonna be able to choose what you want to do. Now we're gonna move on to multiplayer, and I will say multiplayer actually takes place after the campaign, technically. All right, man, first up, we're gonna be talking about movement. I know this is definitely the conversation that we always have every single year. How does the game feel? What is the movement like? Did they adapt? Did they try to make it better? Or did they go back in time, kind of like MW2, where they just completely removed slide canceling and movement, and it was just very boots on the ground? So there is a brand new movement system coming in Black Ops 6. The developers were so excited to work on this. I'm not even gonna lie, I've never seen them like this passionate before. But the new movement is gonna be called Omni Movement, and the two words that they used to describe this was fluidity and fidelity. Fluidity of this Omni Movement is gonna be extremely seamless, and you can chain your movements. So the main thing about the Omni Movement in Black Ops 6 is that you can run, you can slide, and you can dolphin dive in literally any direction. Do you know how insane that is? We've literally never seen this before in a Call of Duty game, like period. The fact that I could literally dolphin dive backwards and also shoot my gun at the same exact time. If I want to, I can slide to the left and then dolphin dive backwards, or I can slide to the right and then dolphin dive forward. You're gonna be having this seamless movement where you can chain whatever type of direction you want to go in. You can literally like run around backwards and like all in a 360. It blew my mind. They also have this new thing called supine prone. So when you're prone, your soldier is on their stomach, right? And you're laying down on the ground. You can do this new thing where you will literally roll. You will actually roll on the ground, and it's called supine prone. This is a completely new thing we've never seen before. Typically in Call of Duty games, when you go prone, you can really just only look side by side, and it's extremely like slow and sluggish. Now your character can literally do a perfect circle and roll on the ground. It's nuts. In the settings, though, there is an option to have like movement assist, so you can have like this sprint assist, you can have mantle assist while focusing on other things. So if you have these options turned on, it will just make it so when you need to mantle over something, it will just do that for you. And then you can also focus on shooting and looking around and doing other things. So there are options. There's a bunch of customization you can do in the settings. Also, when you're going around corners, when you're like looking over like doors and windows and stuff like that, your character is gonna really have this like intelligent movement is what they called it. Essentially, your character is gonna be able to like look to the side a little bit and move like that. I know it's a little bit harder to describe, but I feel like you guys will get the gist of it. When you're going around a corner, your character is literally gonna move in that direction and kind of like tilt their body a little bit. They also did show us how the menu looks in terms of like the settings, and it is very similar to the one we have in MW3. You can also now properly do a dive into water, like literally dive into water, which we've never seen that before, and they were really excited. The developers were super excited to actually bring that into this game. I will say there's also doors on the maps. Yeah, there are doors. I know a lot of people don't like the doors, but there's this really cool thing where if you literally shoot one bullet at a door, it just swings wide open. Instead of putting like bullet holes into like the door and kind of breaking it slowly like how it was in Vanguard and, you know, Modern Warfare 2 and other games. So one thing that the developers improved on in terms of like the movement and how like the player interacts, they completely like up the animation. When you're playing a game, there's going to be like this motion capture in each part of the body. So if you literally kill someone and shoot them in their leg, like the ragdoll, the animation is going to be a lot more like intense. You're actually going to like see different animations in terms of which body part you shoot at an enemy. Before, in all of these past Call of Duty games, the player, if you were just looking at like the skeleton of a player, there was only 4 parts on the character that would have like this ragdoll type physics. Now there's 9 parts. There's like the head, there's each arm, there's the chest, there's each leg. He said that there's literally over 100,000 death animations in the game. Like they took the time to literally develop this. And in all these different kill cams, it's gonna now track the body. So like now in Call of Duty games, when you watch a kill cam, the camera is like literally static and it doesn't really follow anything going on. And sometimes your body will fly off the camera. Now in Black Ops 6, the death cam is going to literally track your movement and track the player, which is actually really cool. I will say the graphics of Black Ops 6 are insane. The attention to detail was absolutely mind-blowing. When they started showing us the different weapons that are going to be in Black Ops 6, you can literally see all the pores, all the different scratches, the dirt under the nails, the oily hands. You can see that in game. The graphics were next level. I don't think a Call of Duty game has ever looked this good graphic wise. There's going to be a whole new set of weapons in multiplayer. Don't get me wrong. And actually, there's going to be 12 brand new, never before seen weapons. That's not all of them, but out of all the weapons in Black Ops 6 multiplayer, 12 of them are completely brand new and we have literally never seen in a Call of Duty game, which I think is really cool. And so let's talk about some of the weapons that are going to be returning. First and foremost, the XM4 from Black Ops Cold War will be returning. It looks amazing. I personally love the XM4 in Cold War, so I'm very excited to see that. Also mentioned the AMES 85. I think that was like an assault rifle. Couldn't really tell you what this kind of reminded me of. We also have the Jackal PDW, which is basically an AK-74U. So yeah, the 74U is confirmed coming back. We also have the Marine SP, which is basically the Hauer shotgun in Black Ops Cold War. If you guys remember, it's basically your generic pump action shotgun. So that's going to be returning into this game. We also have, I believe, which was another AR or SMG. It was called the Compact 92. They did mention this new weapon is actually going to have a transparent magazine, so you can kind of see the individual bullets in the clip, which honestly was a really cool detail. We also have the return of the SVD sniper rifle, marksman rifle type thing. We also have a 9mm pistol or handgun, and also the M16 is confirmed to be coming back in multiplayer. Like I said, that's all the weapons I can confirm right now. There's going to be a ton more, and obviously, like I said, 12 brand new weapons we have never seen. And also, I just wanted to quickly touch on some of the equipment that's going to be in multiplayer. So we're going to be having the Spring Mine, which is basically like a Bouncing Betty or, you know, proximity mine. Also, the RCXD coming back, like I mentioned before. They use that in the campaign mission, but it will be a kill streak or a score streak coming into Black Ops 6. We also have this new equipment called Warcry. It is a brand new support type thing. It's basically like a baton or a flare, and it buffs all the teammates around you. So if you use this new equipment and all of you guys are on a hard point, you will put down this flare and it will buff everyone. I don't know the way it buffs everyone on your team, but it will make your whole entire team better. Also have the signal lure. If you guys are a solo player, if you are a lone wolf, you basically click this new equipment and you will broadcast your position around the map. So all the enemies know exactly where you are, but if you kill everyone, you get additional score leading up to your score streak. So we've kind of seen something like that before in Call of Duty. We also have the return of the spy camera as well. So you can actually take out this camera, take pictures of the enemies, and it will literally tag them and mark them for all of your teammates, which honestly is pretty cool. All right, now this is gonna be one of the major things I could not wait to confirm to you guys. We're gonna jump into progression and how progression works in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. I can confirm right now, 1000%, the classic prestige system is returning. I cannot believe it. We are literally getting rid of the seasonal prestiging that we've had since Modern Warfare 2019. I know myself, and I know a lot of people have been asking for the classic prestige system to come back from COD 4, MW2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. We've literally been asking for this to return, and we finally have confirmation and honestly a lot of details. So when you get on Black Ops 6 for the first time, you're gonna be able to go from level 1 to level 55. Very generic, but those are like your core ranks. You guys know what I mean. When you reach level 55, that's gonna be the max level of like prestige 0 in this case. Then you will have the option to go into prestige. And once you enter prestige, you're gonna be set back to level 1 and all of your unlocks will be reset. They will be locked. You will then have to unlock that content again and go from level 1 to 55 in that first prestige. Do not worry though, they did confirm that your camo progress and everything like that, like your challenges, will not reset. So if you're in prestige 0 and you're really close to unlocking maybe your first gold weapon, that won't reset. That progress won't reset going into prestige 1. Now, how many prestiges are there? Well, that's a great question. There are exactly 10 prestiges in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. So you will go from level 1 to 55 and prestige 10 times. And they actually did show the prestige master logo. It's basically like a Cerberus, like, you know, the three-headed dog thing. It looks pretty cool. I know what you guys are asking. Okay, so what happens when you reach the max prestige and the max level? Well, there's gonna be a level 1000 grind. Yeah, they literally confirmed this, but the level 1000 grind that was introduced, I think in Black Ops 3, that is also returning. So you will be able to grind all 1000 levels and work your way up until level 1000. And I know what you guys are probably thinking, okay, that's really, really cool, but are we gonna get anything for, you know, doing these levels, grinding to level 1000? Developers did confirm that we are gonna be getting some really, really good rewards for ranking up all the way. They didn't actually tell us what rewards we were gonna be getting, but they seemed very excited to tell us that we are getting rewards for actually leveling up, which is a really, really good thing. To be honest with you, I don't think we're just gonna be getting like calling cards and emblems and stuff for leveling up. I think we're gonna get like actual blueprints and potential camos and really cool rewards. And this whole entire classic prestige system will be available day 1. So literally when you get the game and hop on, you can start grinding to level 1000. You don't have to wait until like season 1, or there's no pre-season for prestiging. You literally can go from level 1 and grind to level 1000 right when you get the game. Level 1000 prestige grind is officially back, and I'm so excited for that because that's been a main core feature, I feel, for Call of Duty. That was one of the things that got me into Call of Duty, was literally ranking up and trying to flex on the enemy. Like, look, I'm prestige 7 already, and the game just first came out. I know a ton of people in lobbies are gonna see me a prestige 10 in like the first month of the game and probably call me a sweat. But that's the culture of Call of Duty. All right, so now let's jump into the maps for multiplayer. And I can confirm there's going to be 16 maps at launch, and they are all brand new maps. There's no remasters. There's no old maps coming back. These are literally 16 brand new maps. 12 of these 16 maps are going to be legit core 6v6 maps. So very 3-lane-like, very classic Treyarch style. And then the last 4 maps are going to be strike maps, aka like, you know, gunfight maps, 2v2 maps. But they confirmed, don't get mad yet, these 4 gunfight 2v2 maps can be played on 6v6. And if you guys are catching my drift, that is like an insane thing, because now we can actually run 6v6 on these really small 2v2 maps, and it's just gonna be chaos. If you guys are a fan of like Shipment and Nuketown and just pure chaos where you can level up your guns and not really worry about the objective, you will be able to do that on these 2v2 gunfight maps. The developers mentioned though that working on these new maps, that they had competitive in mind. So I think the competitive scene is gonna be in a really, really good position. They also did mention that most of these multiplayer maps are going to be small and medium maps. They've learned, they've listened to the community and all of the feedback We typically like small and medium maps. No one really likes these larger maps where you have to run around for an hour just to find one or two enemies, and it's really hard to build up streaks and get a ton of kills. So most of these maps are going to be small and medium, which I am just so excited about. It did show some of the maps, and I can confirm one of the maps was more of like a graveyard, and it's like kind of like a train in the middle as well. They also showed another multiplayer map to us, and it's basically, I would say, the new raid. It's like a penthouse suite, $1 million mansion in the 90s. There's going to be a pool. There's going to be this really fancy architecture, and it kind of gave me some raid vibes, which was really cool to see. So next up, let's talk about the create a class system. Everyone needs a loadout when it comes to a new Call of Duty game. So I really want to touch on how the loadouts are going to work in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. So yes, score streaks are back from Cold War, essentially. I kind of confirmed that earlier in the video, but score streaks will be making its return. Apart from that, also wild cards from like Black Ops 2, they're also returning. There's going to be a ton of wild cards in the game, which gives me really, really good vibes. So a lot of you guys wanted to see the return of like the pick 10 system from Black Ops 2, but I will confirm right now the gunsmith system is returning, but the class setups work a little bit differently. But when you get on Black Ops 6, kind of talking about the carry forward system, when you get on BO6 for the first time, you won't see any MW2 weapons or any MW3 weapons. It's all just going to be Black Ops 6 weapons, which means we're not going to be seeing all of these different attachments from the past Call of Duty games. We're only going to be able to use the new Black Ops 6 attachments on these weapons. So that's going to clear up a lot of like the HUD and like the main menu and going through all of these attachments, because I don't know about you guys, I hate just scrolling endlessly just to put on a suppressor. So try to vision this right now, right? All right, so you're going to have a primary weapon, of course. You're going to have a secondary weapon. You're also going to have a dedicated slot for a melee. So a melee weapon is not going to take place in your secondary slot. That will be its own thing. So technically, you'll have 3 weapons on your class: a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and then whatever melee of choice, basically. When you pick your primary, when you pick your secondary, and when you pick your melee, obviously, you're going to need some perks, right? We do have 3 different slots of 3 different perks. We obviously have a perk 1, a perk 2, and a perk 3. And in each perk slot, there's going to be different colored perks. So bear with me here. So when you click on perk 1, you're going to be seeing like maybe 2 red perks, 2 blue perks, and 2 green perks. And that's going to be in each category: perk 1, perk 2, and perk 3. So for instance, if you go to your perk 1 slot and you pick on a blue perk, let's just say for instance, it's maybe like Ninja or Ghost, right? So you pick Ghost, which is technically classified as a blue perk. Then if you move on to your perk 2 slot and you happen to pick another blue perk, and then you go to your perk 3 slot and pick a 3rd blue perk, so all of your perks are blue, will then get a specialist reward for running the same color perk. You will then get another bonus on that class setup because you ran the same colored perk in each slot. You don't have to do that. If you don't want to run all blue perks, you can rock a blue perk in perk 1. In perk 2 slot, you can run a red one. Then in your perk 3 slot, you can run a green perk. But the thing is, if you run different colors, you're not going to get that added specialist bonus type thing on your class. There's going to be a lot of customization when it comes to these class setups. We really don't know if the meta is going to be running 3 of the same colored perks across the board or just different colored perks on your class. They did say that this idea was actually inspired from the Diablo game. So I guess in Diablo, you might have some different perks. And if you run maybe perks of the same category, you get another bonus because you're kind of stacking the colors. So guys, there will be a ton of mastery badges you can grind for. There's going to be a showcase weapon on your class setup. There's also going to be a firing range or a shooting range coming into the game. Also, the 2 factions that are going to be in Black Ops 6 is going to be the Rogue Black Ops and the Crimson One. Guys, now we're going to move on to the UI and UX features, and I'm just going to confirm this right now. Theater mode is back. Yes, theater mode is finally back, man. I've been waiting for this for literally years, but in every single Treyarch and every single Black Ops game, there's been theater mode. For some reason, we never see it in Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer games. I don't know why, but Treyarch is saving us. So when it comes to the UI of Black Ops 6, all right, let me try and break this down real quick. They wanted this to be fast and responsive. They also wanted the UI to be approachable. If you guys have been playing the most recent Call of Duty games, they really haven't been great. They had more of like a horizontal kind of scrolling when it comes to all of the different buttons. Like when you get on multiplayer on MW2 or MW3, you're hit with all of these game modes, all of these different logos, all of these different things, and it's really overwhelming for the player. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna completely minimize that. So when you see the multiplayer main menu, the top left is going to have your most recent challenge, something that you are close to completing. Maybe a camo, maybe a different challenge for XP. On the bottom left, there's going to be this orange or red button. That's going to be your find match. So once you click that, you're going to have a vertical list of all of the game modes you can play. All of the game modes are behind this one find match button. They are not going to be spread across the main menu. In the middle, you will see like your character or what operator you're running at that time. Top right is going to have your player list, so you'll see your own name, and then there's also going to be a quick join and a quick invite option, so you can just quickly invite your friends or quickly join a friend, but that will be in like the top right. Like I said, they are seriously listening to our feedback. They know we do not like the current UI when it comes to like the recent Call of Duty games, so they are really trying to fix that. They're trying to go for more of a classic look, and if I can say anything, the UI looks very close to Black Ops Cold War. I can confirm that the best play is returning, so when you finish a multiplayer match, you will see just a best play. It won't be a final kill cam. I will also confirm that the winner circle from Black Ops 3 is returning, so you will see the top 3 players in a circle, and you can emote, and you can gesture, and you can kind of just, you know, egg on the enemies because you won. I think that is amazing. One thing I'm super excited for is that we can customize the HUD in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. So if you wanted to, you can move the minimap into the bottom left corner, and you can make that bigger or smaller. Your ammunition and what gun you're using, all that stuff in the bottom right, you can literally move that up if you wanted to. Your whole HUD can be customizable. I'm pretty sure this has been in COD Mobile for a minute. Like, you can literally pick and choose where you want things to go on your HUD, and that's also coming in Black Ops 6. BO6 first drops though, there's actually going to be a bunch of different presets from Treyarch themselves. So for now, you can just click on one of the presets that they give you, and you can move different things around your HUD, which I think that's amazing. But anyway, that's pretty much it when it comes to multiplayer. The create a class system looks good, a lot of returning weapons, but also 12 new weapons. Theater mode is back. Classic Prestige is back, 16 multiplayer maps at launch. Obviously, the new movement, the Omni Movement, that's gonna be cracked. Guys, now we're gonna jump into a little bit of zombies. They did not give us a ton of info when it comes to zombies, but they gave us quite a bit. So obviously, this is a Treyarch Call of Duty. This is Black Ops, so round-based zombies is returning. Haven't seen this literally, I think, since Cold War. So we're gonna be getting round-based zombies, and day one on launch of BO6, there's gonna be a 2 round-based zombies maps. This is all taking place as well in the Dark Ether story, so that's going to continue. One of the maps is actually going to be taking place in a small town in Virginia, very early 90s. There's going to be a bowling alley. There's going to be a comic shop. This is actually a pretty bright map, and this is just one of the maps. Second map, though, is going to be, I believe, called Terminus. It is literally a black site prison. It's going to be dark. It's going to be raining. Pretty much the complete opposite of the first map. This map looks really sick. We didn't see a lot of gameplay. We kind of just saw like a cinematic, but oh my god, both of these maps look super fun. Both of them are dropping day one. Of course, in Treyarch fashion, in Zombies fashion, they did mention there's a lot of secrets to, you know, discover. And also, this Zombies experience is going to be taking place 5 years later from Cold War. If you guys want to know the crew, we're going to have Gregory Weaver, Elizabeth Gray, Mac Carver, and Maya Aguinaldo, which is a new character. Other than that, though, guys, that is Black Ops 6. That is campaign, that is multiplayer, and that is zombies. Like I said, I played the game. I played multiplayer. I got hands-on, but unfortunately, I can't tell you how I felt and what I thought about it. But on the screen right now, I'm gonna just put like a beautiful scenery, right? It's a beautiful picture. This picture is amazing. This picture is great. I love this picture, and I can't wait for you guys to also look at this picture because it is just that good, man. Like, this picture is fun. It's enjoyable. I love this. If I can say anything from like the pictures and cinematics that they showed us in the presentation, in my opinion, it looked very Cold War-esque, but almost new and different, if that makes any sense. Anyways, guys, this is a new era for Black Ops 6, man. I am so excited. That is all the info I can bring to you guys. You guys are excited. If you guys can't wait, drop a like, man. Drop a like on the video. Are you guys excited for the Classic Prestige? Are you guys excited for the movement? Are you guys excited for theater mode? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe. A lot more videos are coming. I'll see you guys next time.